Hi, my name is Emma Borrego, and today I'm going to be showing you 11 local plants from different plant groups, including fern, gymnosperms, anosperms. From each, I explain their class, their structure, and their function. The video only covers about 8 of the required examples, because I was unable to find a few of them, but I was able to find 8, which is perfect. The first one that we're going to be talking about is a fern frond with shories, which is also known as a Boston spurn. This is classed as a predator, a seedless vascular plant. Leaf likes to frond with small brown dots. Inside here is a piece of it. The shories also contain spores for reproduction. The ferns are vascular, so they have exogenes and protogenes for water and nutrients transport. They produce via spores instead of seeds. And this is it. The next one I have is a pine cone. Class is the gymnosperm. The structure cones with overlapping scales. Function produce seeds for reproduction. The cones also can have a female reproductive structure of the pines, or a male cone produces pollen, which fertilize and overload the female cones. And these are the scales, which are here. And the next one that I have is needles, pine needles, and also pine bark. These are both from the pine tree. They're both classed gymnosperms. The needles are long needles attached to the branch for its structures. Its function, needle perform photosynthesis, and pine needles are adapted to reduce water loss. For the bark, on the other hand, the structure is rough bark on the trunk. Bark also protects from any damages and water loss as its function, and the bark can act as a shield against insects and any extreme weather coming its way. Here is an up close of the bark. And this is pine needles that have been on the ground for a very long time. The next one is an angiosperm branch, which is also known as a bamboo stick. This is a flowering plant, stems, branch with leaves attached. As its structure, the function supports plants perform photosynthesis, produce flowering for reproductive. Bamboo is from the grass family. The stem is also hollow, making it lightweight, yet very strong and powerful, hard to break. You'd need like your own knee or something to break it, but it's strong, but it's light. Now let's go on to our flowering plants. This one I got from the rock. These ones were from grass. These ones was from grass, and then from grass. So the first one is we are showing the petals, which like this one here. See the petals? Colorful petals, they attract pollinators, aid reproduction. And then here's the pink one too. Petals can vary in shape, colors, depending on the species and pollination methods as well. We also have sepals, which are also classed as the angiosperm. Structures, green leaf-like structures underneath the petals. So this. They protect flowering buds before they bloom. Petals are part of the calyx. They often support petals when the flowers is open. Flowers also shown genuum, which are the female reproductive systems, also classed as the angiosperm. So the rest of these are going to be classed as the angiosperm. These are part of like stigma, style, ovary, center of the flower. This would be here. Product ovaries for reproduction. The stigma catches the pollen, which then travels to fertilize the ovaries and the ovaries. And then next we have the male reproductive system, which is the stamen, also classed as the anosperm, the structure of male reproductive parts with filaments and anthers. These produce pollen and fertilizes ovaries, stamen surrounding the genome, and crucial for sexual reproduction in the flower. And because I could not find any moth, the closest thing that I could find to a moth, which was a Spanish moth, Gametophyte is what it's also called. This is classed as a biolithic, non-vascular, leafy stems, small roots-like structures for anchoring. You can kind of see it is a little bit green, white, brown mixed inside of it. The function, photosynthesis, reproduces and attaches to the ground. The moss roots don't absorb water like vascular plants do, but they mainly anchor to the plant. Kind of like, I do see some of this Spanish moss hanging from bamboo, which is kind of cool too. The end. And this is the conclusion of my video. I covered 11 plants, including only 8 of the required examples due to not being able to find any moss or anything. I was able to talk about the class, structure, function, showing the fern, genus fern, erogen. So thank you for watching. And here is the little one. Goodbye.